Hello everyone, it's Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to a video where I am putting all of the charts that I want to finish. So if you didn't see my video a couple videos ago, I separated my WIPs into things that I would like to get finished first and then things that I don't care about finishing right away. And the things I want to finish are mostly older and smaller. I decided I wanted to put all of those WIPs onto a spreadsheet so that I can just, whenever I want to like set goals for the things I want to finish, I'll just have those projects separated and I'll be able to see how many stitches I've done on each project, how many are left, and then also see the percent complete. And so that's what I'm doing. So the first chart that I did is the Haid stitch along on this spreadsheet. This is also not a tutorial because I am not great at making spreadsheets. I actually don't feel like I know what I'm doing, and I feel like I mess up a lot in the process of making this spreadsheet. Like, I'm doing the exact same thing for each project, and yet I was always like thinking like, what do I do? What do I put in? Anyway, so the Haid stitch along only at 27% complete, which isn't great, but I do think that I want to try and finish it next year, possibly. And when I made this spreadsheet, it was very surprising to see at the end how many stitches are left in all of these projects because it's a lot. I'm also currently knitting on a hat right now just so that I have something to do while I talk. It will keep me distracted a little bit. And so then I kind of jump around making this spreadsheet because I was getting the numbers of how many stitches are in each chart from Pattern Keeper. And so in Pattern Keeper, you can't organize your charts really. And so I was just kind of jumping around filling out the spreadsheet just based off of what charts were first that I would see in Pattern Keeper. So I did Medina Gates. I am only at 6% complete on that, but that is a smaller chart. So hopefully that won't take me forever to finish because it's only 20,000 stitches, which in a month I usually do about 15-ish thousand stitches in a month. So like if I were to focus on it, it would only take me a month-ish to finish. I could possibly do more depending on which month it is because in the summer I stitch less, but in the winter it seems like I stitch a little bit more. So the next project I was filling out was Strawberry Farm. That is a project I'm trying to get finished this year. I'm working on it on Fridays, finish Fridays, and that is at 45% complete. It's a small chart with only 3,400 stitches, so hopefully that will be easy to finish. And now the next one is Lord of the Rings by Glitch Stitch AU. And this is another smallish chart. It's under 30,000 stitches. At the end of this video, I was also going to include, hopefully, the numbers on how many charts are under 100,000 stitches and how many are over 100,000 stitches, because those are kind of my two different categories, because I have to finish two things in each category to start something else in that category. So Lord of the Rings is at 12%? That's nothing. So I need to do more on that. And then the next one is Mini Masquerade Pale Dawn, a chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. Because it's mini, it is only 59,000 stitches. And I have only done like one page on it though. So that's not a great number to be at. I am currently at 10% on that chart. So yeah, like I said, it's not great, but it's fine. The next one that I was filling in is Little Gamer. Little Gamer is a chart from Medusa Dollmaker. I would like to have this one finished next year. I'm currently at 18,000 stitches complete, and there are a total of 54,000 stitches in the chart. And I still have to do, I'm waiting for me to fill this in because I'm just watching the video back as I knit. I still have to do 36,000 stitches, and it's 33% complete. Like I said, I am trying to get that finished next year because my goal for that chart this year is to do 30,000 stitches, and then it will make it slightly easier next year to finish it because I'll only have like 20-ish thousand stitches to do next year. So the next one that I'm filling in is Kita. Kita is almost done. It's 43,000 stitches complete out of 45,000 stitches. The stitches that are left on that are actually beads because in Pattern Keeper the beads show up on the pattern, but I haven't done that yet, and so all that's really left is the back stitching and the beads. I just have not felt like doing back stitching or beads currently. So Kita technically is at 95%, but like I said, all of that is actually beads. It's not cross stitching that needs to be done. And then the next one is Autumn Harmony. Autumn Harmony is also something I want to finish next year. And I am currently somewhere in the 80 something thousand stitches. I'm not sure where I'm at when I made this video because I have technically done a little bit more. I'm at 88,000 stitches here, but I think I'm currently closer to 90,000 stitches because I have worked on it since I made this spreadsheet. And there are a total of 177,000 stitches, which there are different versions of this chart because Maxine Gadd used to have a thing on her website for charts where you could select the size that you wanted the chart to be. And so you could get it bigger, you could get it smaller, and then you could also select how many colors you wanted. And I think mine is under 100 colors. So I have Mariner from Maxine Gadd, and that one is, I think, 150 colors was the option I had picked for that. But now the charts don't have those options. She switched her website over, and so now it's just like a basic pattern that's the same. You don't really request a size or anything anymore. And so for Autumn Harmony, it's at 49%. It's actually over 50% now because I worked on it since then, which yay, finally over 50. And that will be something to complete hopefully next year. The next chart that I will be talking about is Northern Lights, which I can't remember the Etsy shop, possibly Climbing Goat Designs, I think. And I bought this chart because I saw the Northern Lights for the first time this year in Washington, which is where I live, and I was very excited. I needed to do something to commemorate it, and so I decided to start a chart with the Northern Lights. And this one is a small chart. I've only done 900 stitches though out of 7,000, so that's not great. And I would like to try and get this finished this year so that it can be finished in the year that I saw the Northern Lights. And then I think at the bottom where the black is at the bottom of the chart that I might try and like do some back stitching to put in the date that I saw the Northern Lights and the year. So I'm thinking about doing that. And it's also funny though because the Northern Lights has been visible here a lot this year. The next one is Templar Prophecy by Long Dog Samplers. This is a larger chart. Some Long Dog Samplers are small, some are big, and this is on the larger side for a Long Dog Sampler. I have so far only done 12,000 stitches out of, what is that, 60,000? So that's a lot. And I still need to do 47,000 stitches, and I think I'm only at 20-ish% if I am remembering correctly, but I'm still putting the numbers, yeah, 20%. And I did put it into Pattern Keeper. You do have to be careful on Pattern Keeper with Long Dog Samplers because sometimes they can cut off a row in the overlap area or add a row, and so you really have to check the areas where pages meet to make sure that you're not missing a row because that happens sometimes. I don't know exactly what causes it, but it does happen sometimes. So the next one is Santa's on His Way, which is from Charting Creations, a nice Christmassy chart. I am already ready for Christmas. It's only September, and I am ready to start watching Christmas movies and get into the Christmas spirit, so this is a perfect one to be pulling out soon. I am only at 18,000 stitches out of 155,000 stitches, so I have a lot I need to do. I don't have any plans yet on how I want to finish some of these larger full coverage charts though, because Autumn Harmony is my focus, but I obviously need to also figure out how to get like Santa's on His Way snuck in there because that needs to be finished too, and that is at 11%. So this next chart is Heaven on Earth 2, also from Charting Creations. I went through a period where I bought a lot of Charting Creations charts, and they have so much. They have a lot of charts that I really like. They also have artwork from Ivy Dollamore, and I love the chart Warm Witch, but I'm trying to not buy a lot of other charts right now, so I'm not buying that. But Heaven on Earth 2, I've only done 14,000 stitches out of 156,000 stitches, so it's almost the same size as Santa's on His Way. And that means that I am, what's my percentage? 9%. Wow, amazing. So yeah, part of the reason I'm putting the percentage in is because I think I had talked before about with my projects trying to like pick projects that are at the lowest percentage to work on every month. And so I think I might do that with the projects that I want to get finished is every month pick one project that's at the lowest percentage complete and work on that for a month just to try. And I don't want to focus only on things that are close to being finished because then I'm going to have a lot of projects that don't have a lot of progress, and so I need to try and juggle my lower completion projects and the projects that are almost done so that way there's like more balance. So At the end of the video, you'll see which project is the lowest percent complete, and that will be a project I work on in October because we're already almost through September. So in October, I will be pulling out that project and working on that. I think I just did Witcher. Witcher is at 16,000 stitches complete out of 90, so it's under 100,000. Tiny, a baby. I'm joking when I say things like that. Also, I know it's still a large chart, and that is 18% complete. The next chart is Keyblades to the, I can't remember the name of the stitch along. Keyblades to the Kingdom by Stitchy Rin. I'll leave the link on where you can find that one. I'm only at 4,000 stitches complete out of 54,000. It was a stitch along, so it was done in multiple parts. I might try and stitch it in multiple parts, and I think with stitch alongs I might try and do that where like I every month have like one stitch along assigned to like a week and then try and work on stitch alongs that way. And I'm only at 8% complete of that stitch along if I keep it, because I was thinking about restarting it on a better fabric. And so the next one I do is Fables. Fables is from Medusa Dollmaker, I think, yes. And it was from Gecko Rouge, no longer available from Gecko Rouge, but you can get it from the Medusa Dollmaker website. I have done 4,200 stitches out of 68,000 stitches, so another little mini full coverage chart. It's not actually full coverage because the edges are not stitched, which I'm kind of like hesitant on that one because I'm stitching on a gridded fabric, and sometimes the grids don't fully come out. Sometimes you can see like a baby line, like a mini line. You can see that where the line was, you know? And so I'm kind of interested in seeing how that comes out. And so I'm only at 6% on Fables. Not amazing. So that will not be done anytime soon. I think my goal will be to focus on Fables after I get more done on Little Gamer, because that is the Gecko Rouge kit that I'm focusing on first, and then Fables will become more of a priority piece. The next one is the 12 Movie Nights of Christmas stitch along, and I am thinking that for this stitch along I will try and work on it like 1 week out of the month, and then every week out of the month I will have a stitch along assigned to it, because I technically have 4 stitch alongs that are ongoing right now. That chart is 24,000 stitches total, which, oh my god, Christmas chart, 24,000 stitches, Christmas Eve, December 24th. It's cute. So I still need to do 14,000 stitches. My goal for that chart this year is I need to do 3,000 stitches on it. I might pull it out in October and then try and do 1,000 stitches in October, 1,000 in November, and then 1,000 in December. And that one is at 39% complete. So the last piece on here is the board game stitch along, which I've only done 2,900 stitches. Most of that is in the background of the little tiles doing the black outline. That is 31,000 stitches total, which I had to add up how big each section is and then do the math to figure that one out, because they don't have it all put together. You get each piece separately and it doesn't build in one file, if that makes sense. And so I still need to do 28,000 stitches, and I am only at 9%. So I need to do a lot on that one, but I think I might work on that one just trying to finish 1 tile each month next year. It would not be finished at the end of the year. It would take me a couple years to do it, because I think there is 19 tiles. I don't remember how many tiles there are, but I think there's 19. I've only done 1, so it would take me over a year if I only do 1 a month. And then I added up all of my stitches remaining in the charts, and it was a lot. 800,000 stitches, over 800,000 stitches. In a year, I really only do like 180,000 stitches. That was how many stitches I did last year. And so far this year, I'm at 140,000 stitches complete. The reason I know that is because I use Pattern Keeper, and every day I mark down how many stitches I've done and I put that into Notion. I also put those numbers onto an Excel spreadsheet because I like to have them in 2 places for some reason. And so it would take me a good 4 or 5 years to finish these things if I worked on nothing else, but that's not realistic because I also have a lot of other projects that I am working on still in the background. They're just not things that I'm focusing on finishing. So there was that. It's a lot of projects. I am aware of that. And now that it's all in a spreadsheet, I can better formulate a plan. I can see what percentage everything is at. And like I said, I have things that I already know that I want to get finished, And then I will also slowly work on the things that are at the lowest percentage complete. And so that would be Fables first in October. And then after October, I'll see which one's at the lowest percentage, and that would be worked on in November. And we'll see where we go from here in my whipping down process. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, commenting, and subscribing, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!